Hey, what's cooking, Jay?
Welcome back to Gunther's Kitchen. Today we're making meatballs. Delicious to die for the meatballs. With pine nuts, basil, and the secret is the lemon zest. So stick around, check it out, and have a go. Try them. I'm sure you'll be successful. The ingredients you need are chicken mince, roasted pine nuts, fresh basil leaves, a few slices of white bread, a lemon, a few cloves of garlic, and then for the sauce you will need a small onion, some penne, you can use parmesan or I use the pecorino, and that's it. So let's start. We cut the rind of the bread, we let it soak with water. So now what we do is we take some basil, slice them fine, and we put that into our mince. We also take 1 clove of garlic. Yeah. So just chop it, and that goes in with our mince. I take my microplane. You do about the zest of a half a lemon. The lemon gives it some freshness to it. I love that smell and taste. We just take our bread and we squeeze it out. Just make sure you squeeze it out well. Take a decent pinch of salt. The mince otherwise is very plain in taste. In the meantime, I'm roasting my pine nuts. Look at that. And beautiful. So just on a low flame, nothing in it, just the pine nuts in a non-stick frying pan, roast them away slowly. So the salt is in, now we're adding freshly ground pepper. It's up to you how much you like. We start mixing it through. Okay, so now we're adding some pine nuts. Look at how beautifully roasted they are. So we're adding half of them here, and the rest of them we're gonna keep for our garnish. Cut a piece of the pecorino off, grate the pecorino in there. You can grate it on the course, that's fine. Okay, that's about 3 to 4 tablespoons of pecorino. Now we mix it all in. I like to add a tiny bit of nutmeg, and that's it. And it just looks like a beautiful mix. And now we start to fry off. So now it's time to fry our meatballs off. I've got the water boiling for afterwards to put we make it with penne. So the water is nearly boiling. Frying pan is nicely getting hot. So we put olive oil in. We're gonna cook it or fry it on quite a gentle heat. We're not overheating it too much. Wet your hands, have a bowl with water, and then just make a nice size meatballs. Like that. And then we just put it in. Just make sure your frying pan is hot. If your frying pan is nice hot with oil, they won't stick to it. Now we just do them all. When they're getting some color on one side, we start turning them. All right, just got to be a little bit patient. If you wait long enough, they will come loose from the bottom. Yeah, it's just with the cheese they tend to stick a bit. But look, they're all coming loose. And I just wait until basically they're cooked enough so I can turn them easily. You can see they're all nice and golden on top. Now we do the same at the other side. I've put a little bit of water into the frying pan, and then they're coming loose very easily. You just like to let them boil a little from underneath, and I kept that water for our sauce. Now our meatballs, I put them in the oven for about 15 minutes. And in the meantime, we make our sauce. So I've got a small onion, we just dice this up. So now we take our frying pan, hot frying pan, olive oil in, and then we cook our onion. So we don't want any color on it, we're just on a low heat. The idea of the onions just roasting slowly, we want to get the sweetness out of the onions. So now we're adding the garlic. Don't add the garlic too early, because otherwise your garlic will be burning. So now just roast it through slowly, and then we're adding our basil. Cutting our basil. So what we do, we keep half of this basil, half of it, for garnish for top, and the other half will go in to the onion and garlic. If you roast your basil through, the fragrance or the flavor of the sauce will be much more intense. Don't just add the basil at the end. As I always say, use good tomatoes. Mutti, that's a really good brand. So use the tomatoes, because if you only have plain flavorless tomatoes, your sauce will be no good. And then you just add the tomatoes. And then we rinse this out with water. We add another can. Then we just add salt, pepper. And we let it cook. We also add our leftover water. And then we let it cook for at least 10 minutes. So now what we do is, in the meantime, while the meatballs are in the oven, while the sauce is on there, we put everything together eventually, but now we put on the pasta. And the same as with the tomato sauce, buy quality pasta. You make a nice dish. Why would you waste your money on cheap pasta? We use penne today, and it always stays al dente. Meatballs are 3/4 cooked. The sauce is nearly done, so now let's put it all together. So we put the meatballs into the sauce, and we just let the sauce and the meatballs absorb the flavors. And then we leave it like that until the pasta is cooked, and then we're serving it up. Let's plate it up. So we arrange the meatballs. Okay, so now we just put this back on the stove for a second. In the meantime, I get my pasta. Got the penne straight out. Look, it's steaming away. And that's what you see. Just nice pasta. And now we just get our sauce. Sauce around the meatballs. Serve it up like that. And then we're going to put a little side of sauce on the table. And now we put the pine nuts on, and we're garnishing with our basil, fresh basil. Now it's time to try them. I have got a spoon here. Let's take a little bit, and I'm on a whole meatball. And they look red hot. The lemon makes the difference. It is sensational with the lemon. It gives it the freshness to it. And the pine nuts gives the texture. Absolutely delicious. As always, like, subscribe, follow us, and tell a friend. And I see you soon at Gunther's Kitchen on YouTube. Bye for now.